Does lifting strength translate to calisthenic strength? Now, to give you the short answer, I would say yes, it does, but it really depends on what you're trying to do. Like, from my personal experience, I feel like I really did progress faster because of my pre-existing strength from weightlifting. So if you are trying to transition to calisthenics as a weightlifter, then this is probably like what you can expect. So I've been doing it for about 14 days now, and throughout this 14 days, I haven't gone to the gym. I've just been training strictly calisthenics, been doing body weight work. So the thing that I found like really helpful was like my lat strength and also my shoulder strength. Because first of all, muscle ups. Muscle ups, I was able to pick up muscle ups pretty quickly because of like my strength in my lats. I did a lot of lat pull downs, a lot of cable rows. So I built like some strength in that area, but not only just like strength, I also built like explosion with the power that I was using. So whenever I'd practice pull-ups, I was able to really like pull myself over the bar pretty powerfully. And if I were to put a number on the amount of pull-ups I can do in a row, I'd say probably like 10 or 9, somewhere around that range. But it's definitely not anything over like 17, 18, 19, 20. So that really just shows that if you're able to have a lot of power in the reps that you do for a pull-up, then doing a muscle up is just gonna be like that one extra notch that you need to do. But that's what I felt. And the first time I did a muscle up, I was just like fooling around on the bar and I was like pulling myself up, and then I felt that I was getting like really close to doing a muscle up, but I just couldn't get that last bit where you have to hinge yourself over the bar. I was struggling with that. So I watched a couple of videos and some people were explaining that you should lift up your legs when you're swinging on the bar to get that extra momentum to like curve over the bar instead of just trying to do like a really strong pull up and then muscle up from there. So that's what I did. I went back to the bar, I started using my legs, and this time I actually felt like really close, but then I just slipped at the last little bit. But I tried again and then I finally got it. And that's how I did my first muscle up. But you see that the strength, it really does help you out. And it's like you're starting at a level higher than somebody who is like completely zero, like nothing, like no strength, just trying to do this stuff like raw. Like you're gonna be levels ahead of this person. But still, I'm not a master at these things. It's like, think of it like a video game, right? And you already finished all the stats, you already finished all the levels, and now you can rebirth yourself. And when you rebirth yourself, you're already going to have some of those like pre-existing stats, but you don't have like everything. You're still going to wipe out like all of your money, all of your like building progress or whatever, but you still have those stats that make you level up to that point that you were faster. So that's how it is for me right now. That's how I feel. I feel like I still have like some stats like in the background that are helping me progress really quickly, but I don't have like everything yet. But I know that like if I keep on working at this one thing, then I'm gonna be able to get to that like mastery point way faster. So that's the way how I feel the correlation between the two. And also one thing that I was able to pick up pretty quickly was L-sits. If you don't know, L-sits is like where you pick up your body and the only parts touching the ground are like your hands, and then you lift your legs up. You make like an L shape with your body. But the thing that I found hard was actually my core, because my core is very weak. I didn't train my core at all when I was weightlifting, and I didn't really see a need for me to train core because my abs were visible, and that's the only thing I cared about. I didn't really think that you have to train your abs as long as they're visible, then you're good. But calisthenics really made that like a weak point for me. It really like, I had to focus on my abs, because if I didn't focus on my abs, then I wouldn't be able to progress and I wouldn't be able to do calisthenics moves. So I started to really focus on my abs, started doing different ab workouts and really like prioritizing my abs. I was hitting abs like almost every single day. And I felt like a really fast progression after I started doing those things. And now even my abs, they feel like super tight. They feel very fit. And I feel like I have overall fitness now. I don't have just fitness in calisthenics or weightlifting. I feel like I have overall fitness in everything that I do in my life, because having a strong core is so important, even in like everyday activities. Even carrying my backpack, I feel way more firm now than how I felt before, because I have a way stronger core now, and the core is like your center of gravity too, so I have more control over myself in that way. But the next thing that I picked up pretty quickly was actually handstands. I'm still not able to hold a handstand for really long. I'm only able to hold it for like a few seconds, but I feel strength in me like getting up into a handstand. I know that if I wasn't as strong as I am now in like my shoulders and my triceps, even just like being upside down and holding my body weight on my hands would be something super hard for me. And it'll take me way longer to be like where I am right now. It took me 2 weeks to get like a handstand hold for about 5 seconds. If I didn't train in the gym at all, I would say that it'll take me around 2 months, 3 months to get to the point that I am right now. So I definitely feel a correlation in that right there. And now moving on to lower body, I feel like my quads are really strong. So I tried to do pistol squats and I was able to get a pistol squat. I've done pistol squats in the past, but now it's like a part of my routine. And I feel like the more that I'm doing it, the stronger I'm getting. And I was able to do a pistol squat because my quads were already strong. The only thing that was limiting me to like being really good at doing pistol squats was my flexibility in my knees and also my ankles. So the downsides of just focusing on weightlifting is that your core isn't that strong, your flexibility isn't that strong, and you don't really have that much body control. But calisthenics trains all of those things, and that's what I've felt in those past 2 weeks that I've been doing this right now. And definitely you feel like you're working on muscles that you haven't hit before. Like think of a regular shoulder press. You're only moving in one motion, but when you're doing pike push-ups, when you're doing Superman push-ups, different variations of like pull-ups that you do, you're hitting different muscle groups that you would never hit if you're just using dumbbells, or if you're just using like resistance bands or whatever. And my shoulders feel so much more capped now, and that's because pike push-ups really hit all different areas of your shoulders and also your triceps too. So I definitely get sore still, and I feel like that's a good thing too, because if I wasn't getting sore, then that shows that I would just be like hitting the same muscle groups as I normally did when I was doing just weightlifting. So that's an exciting thing for me. I still feel excited whenever I go, because I'm working on something that I'm not really that good at, and I'm working on like new muscle groups too. So I definitely feel a difference. Yeah, my shoulders feel bigger, and that's because I'm hitting muscle groups that I've never hit before. And I was getting like accustomed to just doing the same exact movement. So if you're trying to get bigger shoulders, or if you're trying to like work on different muscle groups, try calisthenics out. It's gonna be hard, and you're gonna have like a difficult time, but that's something that's really gonna help you all in your overall fitness. So that's what I've experienced too. And I tried other calisthenics moves like the planche, and I did not get that one at all. That was like way too hard for me. So there was like no correlation in that. I also tried the front lever. Front lever, I was able to hold it for like 1 second, and I tried using a resistance band too, but that one is really, really hard. And that's because like my scapula, if that's what I think it's called your scapula, is not really that strong. And it makes sense, because when you're weightlifting, you can't really hit that muscle group that well. So now I'm working on that, and it's really fun. Like, have a fun time doing all of these things, because I feel new at this stuff, and it shows me that I have so much more to do, and I have so much more I have like way more to grow than where I am right now, because the gym was just making me feel the same. I was just doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. But now this is adding like some more difficulty and is adding something new. So that's what I like to do. And now just to like sum everything up, calisthenic strength and weightlifting strength do go hand in hand, but is not exactly like equal to each other. It's going to help you out. It's going to give you a little bit of a boost and get you to progress faster than somebody who hasn't done like the preliminary strength or like the prerequisite strength that is needed to hit some of the calisthenics moves. Okay, and I wanted to add this in too because I forgot to point it out. I do feel a difference in my forearms and also my wrists because it's really hard to train your forearms in the gym, and this is something that I wasn't really like focusing on as much as I'm doing right now. So you will feel a difference in your wrist. I felt a difference in my wrist, and I also see growth, which is actually insane to see in your wrist because it's such a small area that you wouldn't really expect to work on or like see growth in. But it makes sense because the things that I'm doing right now, it's like I'm putting all my pressure on my wrist. My wrists have become my new ankles. Like my hands have become my feet now, the way how I'm using them so much. And it's all like building itself up. Like it's all the root that you're working on, and the root is getting way stronger, and all this area is going to carry up all the way over here, and your shoulders too. These are gonna become like your new quads. That's the best way how I can put it. But you do feel a difference in your wrists, and they did get sore like in the first week, but they got like a little more used to it, and now my wrists have become a lot more flexible. I'm able to like do more things with my wrists, and I'm able to like start practicing handstands without having to warm up as much as I did before, because when I started out, really had to warm up and had to get the wrists warm before I started to like actually put any pressure on them. But now I don't really feel a need for me to do that. I still warm them up because I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to like injure my wrists and have that like make me stop. But still, I don't really feel as much of a need to do as much for like me to warm up my wrists. So that's one thing that I saw as well. But apart from that, like my shoulders have been really sore. My back has gotten sore too with some of the pull-ups variations that I've been doing. I did feel sore in my lats still, which is insane because I've trained my lats so much, but this still is hitting lats in a different way that they've never been hit before. So definitely that's something that is growing right now. But yeah, I'm still hitting legs too, which is good because I know that one of the common stereotypes of calisthenics is that they don't train legs, but I've found like a pretty good leg routine that I do. It's pretty much just pistol squats, like elevated leg, like step ups, and also sissy squats, and those really kill your legs. Like my quads have gotten really sore off that, and I feel like they've gotten stronger off that too. So that's definitely not something that I'm worried about, and I'm still being consistent and like keeping my body in a good composition, and I'm fueling myself up with good food afterwards too, getting plenty of protein, watching my carbs as well, and hydrating well too. So that's the update for my 14 days of doing calisthenics so far. I might go back to the gym one day and see how that affects me, and I think it'll be really interesting just to go back to the gym to see if I lost strength or if I gained strength, if I got better at doing some things, or if I'm like completely the same as I was before. But I think that's something for the future. But so far, I love calisthenics. It's been really good. Wow, I love calisthenics. That's the first time I said that, but I actually really do. This stuff is really fun. I really enjoy it, and I hope that you can see it on my face too. Like, this is something completely new to me, and I already feel a difference in my body and in my life already. So I want to thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.